All right, so this one we're winging.
Yep. Okay. Well, I wanted to just turn on the cameras and record because for when we need content. But I also wasn't on the last recording day, so I want to know how did that go?
Your coffee smells good. I was like, what is that delicious smelling? What
were the topics?
What did we talk about?
Oh, so one you saw that the last topic was the one that we just
posted. Which was the toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
What is that?
I have a whole clip that I'm posting today about it. Basically,
because I heard it. So that one I heard, and I wish I was on that podcast.
Well, to me, like, I definitely agree with your point. Like the whole like, why does it have to be masculine if it's a toxic trait, right? I completely agree with that. But for me personally, which I said on the podcast was, to me, toxic masculinity is when a man uses his gender as a form of leverage. No,
that's masculine. That's toxicity that happens to be masculine.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked why I accepted.
Well,
because the flip side on that,
masculine, like, I agree.
There's feminine toxicity, which is
so I think
way more prevalent than.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I can definitely agree with that. There's a lot of, that's what's funny is you hear so many things about like how fucked up dudes are, right? Like, oh, this asshole, this and this, and I'm like, there's a lot of really vindictive psycho-ass females out there. Like,
oh, yeah.
And women, to me personally, do way more damage when they're like that, right? Like, I don't know if you guys can agree, but for me, I've met a toxic woman or two, and I'm just like, damn, that's really fucked up. Whereas, like, a dude will just, like, not to say that it's good, but a dude will just, like, cheat on a girl or, you know, just be fucking, like, lazy. But, like, women will go out of their way to, like, tear your life apart if they're toxic.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think this is hilarious because if they try, it's like, you can if you want.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of scary.
I'll battle that. I don't care. But I'm not vindictive. So that's why I was like, damn, it's so much worse to deal with a toxic female than a toxic man, in my opinion. Now, I haven't dealt with a toxic man in a relationship sense, but I've seen some toxicity that can be perceived as masculine. I'm like, that's not that as bad as, like, okay, well, now I have a dent in my car, or now I have to stay with you because, like, I'm scared that you're going to commit suicide,
I think because I've had, which I've talked about on our podcast many times, I think since I've had that extreme case of the everything that you talked about, but in a male, right? Like maybe that's why I have kind of like a skewed perception of like, no, guys are fucked up too. But I definitely agree with you that women have more of a ratio of being that toxic than men do.
I would say that.
Yeah. I agree. Cause like you don't really hear about stories about like men fucking denting cars or like throwing the clothes out on the street and shit like that,
or slapping people live on stage at the Oscars,
right? Oh shoot, I just had a question, but I just lost it. Damn it. Oh, okay. So let's keep it 100. So you guys have heard how I am, right? Like you guys know me personally. I'm super patient. You guys know this like kind side of me, easygoing. Yeah. But I've told you personally, out of my own like admittance and like confession, that like it takes a billion times to get me there, but when I'm there, I'm like really, really, I can be really mean if I want to. Would that be me being considered a toxic person?
No,
because I am capable.
You could be toxic,
but I'm capable of that too.
Yeah,
I
but
just
have
choose.
You done it?
I don't wake up and choose violence.
Okay, but I mean, like maybe you could be that, but you have yet to do that. Whereas, like I could be that, and I have been that a time or two. Does that make me toxic?
I think that when it comes to females, I mean, when it comes to their toxicity, it's so ingrained in emotion. There's a lot of emotion there and a lack of self-control.
It's the lack of what word did we say earlier? Accountability. Yeah. And I find, to be honest with you, I think that there's a lot of times where women more than men, not all women and not all men are like this, but then, for the sake of, creating content or whatever, clickbait, I guess, girls they don't hold themselves accountable as much as men do.
So I am toxic then.
No, I think.
Why did you act on it?
I have.
You have.
And is that a common trait for you?
Oh no, it's definitely uncommon, but I have, which is why sometimes I'm like, am I a toxic bitch?
Now, do you recognize what you did was toxic at that time?
Oh, 100%. Like, for example, when I did that toxic thing, right? I had told my significant other, I'm like, you are making me come out of character and I don't want to be this person, so this is not working.
Yeah, because I think that the accountability is a big thing on it. If you have a toxic tendency,
Moment.
you know,
Yeah.
but you think it's normal, that's a toxic person.
Oh, okay.
Just like I can say, Aurie, you're acting like a bitch. Is way different than Aurie, you're a bitch.
That's a good point. Okay, I feel better now.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I feel too. Sometimes it's like, you know, when you're saying that is a person toxic, it's more of like a constant thing as opposed to just
Or like a self-aware thing.
like, yeah, more. It's more or less like you're always going to be that way, and it's not necessarily just triggered,
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
right? Because you can get to a point where you're just like you're so fed up and you bottled up and you explode, but that doesn't make you toxic because from here to there you've maintained such like silence.
So does that make it more understandable / excusable when it's that situation where they are normal, but then they have a toxic moment? Does that make it more acceptable?
I think if it happens like once every few years, but not like once every few weeks.
Right,
It's-
right.
Yeah,
No, I mean, like, once
it's
in a blue moon.
conditional. Like, okay, here's an example too. I don't think that it's right to hit a woman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if my daughter was in danger,
Mm-hmm.
I would close fist punch a girl in the face if it protected my daughter, my mom, my friends, my loved ones, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. Like, say some
So
fucking
it is-
bitch was coming with a gun or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's conditional. You know,
Okay.
like if somebody was in the parking lot and they pushed my mom, I would beat the shit out of that bitch.
That makes
You know what I'm saying?
Not funny, but
then,
yeah.
but then at the same time, it's not like I'm here sitting and saying we should normalize punching women. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying that under the right circumstances,
it could be acceptable.
yeah. Because
I agree with
my
that.
ex one time she asked me, she's like, "Oh, babe, I'm just curious. Would you ever hit me?" I was like, 100%, yes. I'll knock you out and throw you off a bridge. If you were if you were threatening my mom, if you were, keeping me from my daughter or, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you embarrassed me in public, if you crashed my car, if whatever, I don't care. I'll just break up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you put my loved ones in danger,
Mm-hmm.
I will fuck you up.
Yeah, I think if somebody embarrassed me, I'd probably just get up out of my seat and go slap the next person that has nothing to do with it.
You're like, the next person's getting it.
Yeah. And I tell them to keep
I'm all Will Smith.
yeah, I'm gonna tell them to keep my
wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Keeps my wife's name. I was like, dang, that fool's mad, man.
Yeah. Okay, so not to get off topic, but
What topic
going
were we on?
with the theme of having no topic, let's get back to the topic that I didn't get to talk about, which was the last topics.
Okay.
So
what else did we
so
talk
we
about?
did the toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And then what are the other, because you have the episodes that I wasn't on, so I didn't get to watch back anything.
Okay.
So
I
what
don't even
other-
remember.
The second one was, what would you do if you had the genitalia of the opposite sex?
OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
I was like, I do a lot of this.
Yeah, that was.
Would you guys do this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll do that right now.
I was pretending I was doing that when you did that.
I was kind of jealous.
I'm scared because what if we had to switch bodies? Because I would have a blast, but you'd just be like, you can't helicopter. You would just door stop me. You just.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, he was right.
Yep. She's like, oh, this is so disappointing.
I mean, look, that's the next episode that's gonna come out. I don't know if I wanted that.
Okay, we're not going to talk too much about it.
Yeah, we're gonna do an episode where like Aurie gets to see me naked and she rates my dick, and it's basically a whole comedy episode where she's just laughing.
I laugh so easily too, so that'd be so fucked up. I like laugh every 5 seconds on here. I'm all.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I'm scared of is she points and laughs.
Everybody send their dick pics so we can rate them.
Whoa. Not to me.
To them first.
No, not to me.
Because they're going to filter them.
Listen,
and
I will.
Okay, so when you do the so tip for you men.
See,
right?
the dick pic came up again, and it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, when you measure from the bottom, not from the top, because you have more room for the tape measure.
Is that true?
I measure from the end of my coccyx.
Yeah.
If you know where the coccyx is, you know how far I'm going.
Oh, wow. Wait, okay, speaking of that, how are you supposed to technically measure?
Is it from the base, right?
But does it make a difference if it's the top or the bottom?
Yeah, it
does
does.
Really make a difference?
Yeah, numbers wise, yes. In comparison to like let's say if you put a banana next to it, then it doesn't matter because there's no numbers associated. But if you're using the metric of the number itself, then you try to get as much number as possible, so you measure from the bottom. Yeah. Oh. Which I found out so there's still dick inside.
What?
Yeah, there is.
Yep.
What do you mean?
So if I'm gonna send you a proper dick pic, it has to be an X-ray.
I pull back a little bit just to And guys, that's why it's important to groom. Because if you don't groom, here's what it looks like. It looks like, I think I've said it before, right? I think it looks like a baby bird peeking out of its nest, trying to get mama to feed.
Yeah.
If you don't groom, and grooming adds a couple inches.
Speaking of grooming, I don't know if we've already discussed this. I might have asked this already, but out of curiosity, does that matter for girls? Because I've heard guys say it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we've discussed it.
So okay. This
it does. You said no, right? As long as it's clean. Is that the answer?
So as long as it's clean, but then I actually still prefer like shaved as opposed to like hairy or like bushwoman or whatever.
Can you guys tell when it's a shave and when it's a Brazilian, like a wax as opposed to a shave? Because some guys, well, not some. There's
Depends
a couple
on
of
how,
guys that are like, oh, it's stubby when it's a shave and it's like smooth.
Well, if it was shaved that day, then probably not.
Yeah.
But
unless you go the opposite way. Just like similar to a shave.
Yeah.
If you don't go the opposite way, you're not going to get that full.
But I would be scared of that because like if I like, so my hair on my head is not coarse, so I go the opposite way. But then like all over the rest of my body, it's coarse. So if I were to go the opposite way, I'm afraid of getting like ingrown hairs.
Yeah.
Which can look like, like herpes or something like that.
Yeah.
And, it's already bad enough to think that, you have that ingrown hair.
Yeah.
But to think that there's an STI involved with that, it's like even scarier, which all of my tests came back non-reactive. So.
Well, actually, the thing is that I've never had that problem because I don't have curly hair. And actually, based on what Vince is saying, when it comes to a folliculitis barbae, which is basically ingrown hairs, it's actually when you have curly hair because it goes back into the pores. So you would never have a problem with it no matter what.
That's not true.
I'm just scared of it though.
Hair.
Yeah. Huh?
I have straight hair.
Yeah, but you'd never have.
I had one before.
I know. One before.
Oh, okay. So it's like more common with people.
Yeah, that's why.
That shit scared me because you were
Show me which one.
TMI, but whatever. It's this fucking podcast. That actually happened to me because I shave like every day practically. And then I remember I got an ingrown and that shit fucking scared the shit out of me. Yeah. And then that's when I was taught like, oh, that's from shaving. Yeah. That's why people wax. I was like, oh, and here I thought I had herpes or something like that.
Did it develop into an abscess?
What does that mean?
Where it just got infected?
Yeah, it did. That's why I was scared because I was like, what's that? I've never had that before.
Yeah, so normally you just
what's
debris?
Oh, look at this! This medical guy right here.
What's an acceptable? Because like, would you want like a ball? Do you? Well, okay. How do you prefer your man to be manscaped?
Yes.
Trimmed.
Trimmed? Okay.
Yeah, like I don't want you to be, well, I don't mind if you're like completely bald, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that doesn't bother me. I like it smooth or whatever. But at the very least, like trimmed super duper short. Like
okay.
I'm just fully like done. I mean, I like the sliding effect.
Yeah, I like that. That's my preference, but like trimmed at the very least. Yeah. How about you? What is your manscaping preference?
So I've learned that because like I've been with girls that like to bounce. I've been with girls that like to slide.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that like if it's not freshly shaved, or if it's not like a little bit longer than trimmed, then it can shave. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I try to, no matter what I like, it's there for the girl. So
Yeah.
I ask her what she likes.
Actually, what's crazy is that sometimes I've been with girls that have not been fully shaved either, and when they're on top, I actually like that sensation. It's weird. I like that kind of like
Friction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I asked about like what you guys prefer is because I had a homie tell me one time that when he was going down on a girl, which is why he prefers waxed now, like right here, he got like irritation from the little stubbles.
Oh, I got a shield, so I'm good.
Like on his face.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, oh, that happens? He's like, yeah, that's why I don't like it when the girl shaves, because it like pokes me and like it made me all irritated in my skin, whereas like the wax was like...
Well, if there's irritation too, that can also be, and I don't want to place blame on somebody else, but that could also be like the girl's lack of preparation. Not saying that she's gross, but with throughout the day, if there's like moisture that builds up, you can that can definitely be the cause of that.
Yeah. Bacteria.
All girls should use boric acid.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's boric acid suppositories that you're supposed to put up there, and it makes it like clean and smell fresh all the time.
Even if they're not fully like shaved.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I
know
learned that, and like back in the day, I learned that, and that's like one of my hidden gems. I'm like, yeah, my shit's good all the time because I have my gem,
Boric acid.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, like if you will, that's technically what it is. But like if you go onto Amazon, you just look up vaginal. Am I saying that right? Suppositories. Suppositories. Yeah, and that's like when you look at the main ingredient, that's what it is.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like some girl on a long time ago on social media was like, we're going to talk about vaginal health. All you ladies need. And I was like, oh shit. All right, cool.
And then, so basically it looks just like a regular suppository.
It looks like a pill.
Yeah.
Even Anthony at one point was like, you shove these up your vagina.
Well, like my question is like, how far up, and do you have to wait?
Second knuckle.
Do you have to wait? Like, is it just something that just kind of like,
it just like disintegrates up in there.
Yeah, but it's fully absorbed, right? You're not like dripping.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fully absorbed.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
Yeah.
same with the suppository, obviously.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
when it breaks down into like more like a gel, like a paste, right? When it breaks up, but I was just wondering, like if it was like
yeah.
drippy.
Now everybody.
I think that we need the observation.
Yeah,
like yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do, guys.
So when was that the norm? Because I know for the longest time, obviously, because
That's actually still not the norm because I've talked about that to many females currently, and none of them knew what the fuck I was talking about.
I'm saying grooming, like for you guys.
Grooming.
Like for me, like it wasn't until like I was like maybe into like the 2000s.
For
When that
me,
became,
I
like, a
started
norm for me?
grooming when I was like 16.
16, which would no, because like fully grooming, because I know that there's a lot of girls, and the ones I dated, they would just kind of like trim around the hedges.
I
right?
think
So-
for me it was like when I became sexually active, and I think that's when a lot of girls start the grooming, is when they become sexually active. So that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if all the women agree with that, but
yeah.
yeah. How about you? When did you discover it?
When
This is
on,
going to be
on
titled
myself.
personal grooming.
So
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So self grooming, or like when I started like noticing girls
Both.
groom. So I can't even remember when I started because I've been doing it for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But I was definitely already sexually active. And for girls, I think it was out of high school where I noticed them like more shaved, as opposed to like, oh, he's gonna see me in my underwear before we get down to it, so let me just do a landing strip so it doesn't look like I'm hiding like
Oh yeah.
Right.
something
Sticking out in their bikini or underwear.
So
or
they
something
would
like
they
that.
would take care of their bikini line or whatever. I think that's the right term.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would have the landing strip, and then the reveal is like, oh, cool.
The biggest problem with that is that, when a girl just wants to do that just because, there could be an intimate moment in the next couple of days, or you guys are going to the beach, there's a lot of razor burn.
That's true.
So they look kind of unsightly.
That's true.
I've noticed it. We're like, what
the bumps and
Yeah,
stuff like
what the
that.
fuck's going on down
So
there?
I've noticed this if and I stopped using shaving cream for this. I've noticed that when I shave my head or like my face or other areas, there's less razor burn if I use conditioner.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
what I use on my legs as conditioner. Also, it's funny because my daughter, she just started shaving her legs. She's like, "Mom, I ran out of shaving cream." I'm like, "Use conditioner," and she thought it was the weirdest shit. And
Oh no, it's the best.
yeah,
thing.
I had to teach her that. I was like, "Nope, that's the secret." She's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know guys do that too." Do you use?
Well, I used to use conditioner.
Oh, okay.
Or just basically basic Irish Spring hand soap. I just do that and I just use it because
But you have to bubble it up first, right?
yeah. But that was when back in the day when I used to bake my hair. So unlike Vince, I'd go forward and back, so it's like nice and smooth. So it was like an everyday thing. 4 a.m. every day I'd get up and I'd do it. So it was easier to have just soap.
I see.
Because
That
you don't
makes
have
sense.
much hair, right? So you just
Right.
kind of like just kind of going real quick and
Yeah.
easy. But as far as grooming down there, though, actually, it's kind of funny because I was watching an episode of Sex in the City, and
when she had Miranda
Miranda, and then she grabbed the razor and the clippers,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "Oh yeah, added like 2 more inches." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, that's actually true
Oh.
because I've seen
So now
the
I'm at
before
2.
and after.
So guys, I'm at 2 now.
Stop it.
Right?
So 6
I broke
centimeters
even.
to 2? Oh, okay. Okay. Isn't the world's average like 5 inches anyways?
Yeah, I'm below average when it comes to everything.
Are you really? You're a lie. Wait, is the average 5?
I don't know what the average is.
Let's look it up.
I haven't seen them all, so
I want to Google it. Hold on.
mean,
I'm Googling it right now.
I want to see why this camera's blinking. Oh wait, no, we're recording here too.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
I mean,
Okay.
kids are taller and bigger nowadays.
Average size of a male. I should say of a penis. I was going to say a male penis. It's like, duh.
But average penis size.
Between 5.1 and 5.5 inches.
Oh,
Is the
see, I'm
basic.
0.1.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm there, y'all.
I'm there. He said, yes, I'm average.
Yeah.
Average size of a
How deep are vaginas?
Filipino
Oh.
male penis. Oh, why do I keep saying male? Like Filipinos have an average penis size of 4.3 inches. So most Filipino men are just below average. Average size. Now I'm going to do every race. Hold on. Of a Mexican. Why is there different?
Because it's based on the whole South America. So you're gonna have like those little.
And
midget
these are all
dudes.
centimeters. What's 17 centimeters?
Oh, I don't know.
You're the smart one. Do the math. How many centimeters?
I don't
are
know
in
the
an inch?
conversions. I just know that 45 plate is 20 kilograms.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, we're gonna do the African American. It's the same as a Hispanic.
Average.
17 centimeters.
What's 17?
She looked up BBC.
Yeah. What's 17 centimeters?
17 centimeters into inches. 6.69.
So everybody's about the same.
Okay, so
Yeah. It's like an inch.
so it is the women with their loose ass vagina.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all.
Oh, I have a question about that. Have you slept with women that have had kids and women that have not? And is there a difference with that?
No, fucking pussy's pussy. Pussy's pussy.
No, there's no difference.
Listen,
I don't think that's true.
There's no difference.
look. When I'm inside, that's the least of my concerns. If I feel it, I feel it. If I don't, you don't. But when you're in there, I'm deep in the action. I'm not thinking about whether or not you're loose, whether or not you're tight.
So you know what's funny is I asked Ackright this, and he disagrees with you guys. He's like, I don't think that's true. And he's like, and then he was like really surprised because he goes, well, not to be nosy, but like how many women have Rich and Vince been with? And he was like, I would assume from knowing them that they've been with just as many, if not more women as me. And he's like, and I completely disagree with that. That's what he told me. So that's why I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe
And
it's
different
true.
races too. That's what he said. He's
Well-
like different races, like
Maybe it's true, but I just don't pay attention to.
okay, so maybe it's a attention thing. Some guys do pay attention, some guys don't.
I think that
All right, everyone. So we're going to take a minute to pay some bills here. And of course, we have to mention our one and only and our very first and our very special sponsor, Mikey's Meals. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my beautiful co-host here. She's going to give you the deets on that.
Yes, so if you're in the San Diego area and you're looking for a meal prep company, Mikey's Meals is where it's at. You'll get a container just like this, and all you have to do is visit his website at mikeysmeals.com and use our code TheBabes10 for 10% off your first order.
That's 10% off your first order.
Whoop, whoop. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Now, going on to our episode.
That's the more important thing was the motion in the ocean. Honestly,
yeah.
You know, like if I had every girl, like I can test each one doggy style, then missionary, where I'm in control of it, and it's up to me how it feels or what the motion is going on. Then then maybe I'll have a better control. Mm-hmm. But
controlled testing.
Yeah, controlled testing. But like when we're moving around, when she's on top, when you know, like when we try different positions and stuff like that, like there's some times that it's just bomb as fuck, and there's some times that it's better. Like there's no bad.
Well, he agreed with that. He's like, there's definitely no bad pussy, right? But he was like, I've felt girls that were a little bit like one girl was like really weird and like bony down there, and then like one girl was squishier, one girl was, you know, like, and
but she's not bony in her vagina.
Yes,
she's bony like on her inner thighs and stuff like that. So when she's bouncing on his pelvis,
well, I don't know, because he says like, you know, like some girls have really fat pussies and some girls don't.
That's actually around it, not inside.
Yeah, but
it's still part of like when you get the pussy, you feel that though. So maybe we're not talking like actual.
I'm talking about grip,
anatomy.
So I'm talking about the fact that your muscles contract and now you could feel each other.
Obviously, it's just like when you stick a banana up a vagina, it still feels like something, right?
So here's the thing: if you're gonna go that route, then there's obviously ones with like just a little bit more padding than the rest.
Right, exactly.
And I prefer it with a little bit more padding.
Okay, so there is an agreement that there is a difference when it comes to like the overall.
But then also think of this: every vagina with nothing in it is closed.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that means that any size dick should get stimulation.
Yes.
From the girl?
The guy from the girl and the girl from the guy. So my point is this, like there's always going to be friction from the girl, and the guy is always going to feel the pussy.
Yes.
I think I'm scarred by my one skinny dick guy. I told you guys, I really am. No, like
my main thing.
It was weird. I like got on him and I was like, I just feel like I stuck my pinky up there. Like it was really weird.
But did you feel it?
At least you felt the pinky.
Yeah, I felt it, but there was a difference. It wasn't like dick is dick, you know, like there was a difference.
Yeah, but the thing is like, okay, so the main thing about the whole thing on Instagram when I went
talking about dicks again, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We're talking about dicks again. When I was talking about that shit on Instagram and you guys were talking about like, you know, but I was like, it always goes down to the guy's dick because it's a huge cop out. It's like you guys can't talk about anything else that's wrong with the relationship except it always boils down to the man's fucking dick.
That's not true, because that, like what the girl said, like I have to represent for the women here. Like that one thing that I reposted when they were like, okay, but a dick is something that you guys can hide. Whereas like men off the bat will say, nah, that bitch is too fat.
But that's also
but that's the same thing you guys do. You guys too tall. The guy doesn't have a six pack. The guy doesn't make enough money. It's the same thing. It goes around the same thing with each other. But the fact is that when
but you brought up the fupa thing, not us.
No, but when look, so you look at late females, right? You're like, oh, like what's your ideal guy? Oh, he has to be this tall, this blonde hair, blue eyes, blah 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 blah. And it's perfectly fine. You ask a guy and he goes, oh yeah, she has to weigh this much. Oh, why does she have to weigh that much?
Yeah, see, that's that double standard.
There's always a bad stigma if a guy says, oh, I only date women from this weight to that weight and nothing in between or nothing more or less. You guys ultimately go, oh, what a dick.
Well, maybe
because we're full figured women.
See that's another here. Like this is where all the bad comments are gonna be against me and stuff like that. Like if I told you you're a little bit bigger than the girls I usually date, like there's gonna be if they clip that and they put that out, there's gonna be so much hate against me and so much like people bring you up, no, queen, blah blah blah, this and that, right? But you turn it around and you clip a portion where you tell me, oh, I usually date taller guys.
Yeah.
They'll be like, well, Aurie is allowed to have her preferences.
Well, I think the difference is, and I'm actually siding with you guys on this, is women are capable of changing that if they wanted to. Like if you really wanted, well, not all, because some women have the genetics, right? But like for generally speaking, like if a woman is fat and she feels fat, then go fucking stand on a treadmill and like fix it, right? Whereas like gentlemen, like that's why women say that, is because there's no changing that. Like I can't go and be like, hey, can you gain like 5 more inches so that I'll be into you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's
so,
not fair. I can't grow any taller. I can't get a bigger dick or anything like that.
Yeah.
But then like at the same time, you know, at least what I have to work with, I'm doing my best.
So what I was saying is it's also a double standard on both though, because you could say the same thing about how if dudes fucking bag like 10 females, it's like, oh yeah, that guy's a fucking pimp and he's the shit. But if girls bag 10 dudes, then she's a hoe.
But
you know?
see, that's the thing though. There comes a skill set, and you know, for a guy to get that, you know, from women.
Yeah.
Like we have to earn every single one of those 10 women.
We sure do.
Versus like the girl can just show up and she can get.
Whoa.
I thought I turned you off.
Who the hell is BFF?
I'll never be turned off.
Hey. He said, who the hell is BFF?
Who the hell's BFF?
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that's an accomplishment for us to be able to get those 10 girls.
Only
Now, I'm
if
not
you're
normalizing.
a hot girl.
No. There's girls that are average that will get 10 guys within a week if they wanted to.
If they wanted to, I guess so. But I guess because I have so many different friends. Like I remember I told you guys about the couple of friends that I have. They're virgins.
Yeah.
Like they're not bad looking females, and they want dick, and
bring them here.
Yeah. And
I'll give them there's 2 notches that they can put on their belt right now.
Yes.
What if they're not your type? You don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say
I can turn lights off.
You said okay.
No, I'm not showing photos because that's actually one of the things that they're like, don't tell anybody. Isn't that what's crazy? They're like, don't tell anybody that I'm a virgin. So I'm out with some of these, not like as of recent because I haven't seen them in a while, but like I've gone out with them. And
I'm gonna go back and look at your
look
look at Instagram.
Okay, mystery girl, like I'm respectful of your schedule, so it won't take long. and my dick is non-intrusive, so you're still gonna feel like a virgin.
Can we have them on the podcast? We could put them behind that screen, and then have like the voice change to see.
They sound like Kermit and shit. What the
Why
fuck?
did it turn into Kermit the Frog?
There's been many times when I've like stuck dick, but always. No, I wouldn't know. Like, what is there? Like, they're how old are they?
Same age as me.
Yeah. So what's the?
You know what?
One of them
stay virgins.
One of them was because she genuinely wanted to save herself for the right one. Right?
That's stupid.
I'm always the right one.
No, that's the thing. And I shit you not. She like tells me, she's like, I fucking regret that. I regret.
Well, then just do it now.
Yeah, do it now.
So that's what we tell her, right? We're like, just fucking get it in. And this is her response. I don't know how to separate just getting dick from a relationship. And
we'll start with the tongue.
Yes, we will have a relationship. It could be a weeks long. Listen, I'm a very busy guy anyway.
Look, you know what? They've been wanting to have this one night stand episode where we talk about one night stands. I have nothing to reference. So if you want to be who I talk about on the podcast, this is your time to shine.
What if she's like 600 pounds?
That's okay.
You're okay with that?
You know how much money I spent on lights? I can also not turn them on.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could have the episode where we do it here while they have a podcast. Be live. The de-virginization episode.
Yep.
And then there'll be like
Are they really 600 pounds though?
I mean, almost.
Really? That's cool. I'm like, I'll be honest, but like, I don't know.
I don't know about, that's why.
That's why.
But see, that's the thing too.
Oh my God, we're getting canceled.
It wasn't my choice. It wasn't anybody's choice but yours.
First off, 600 pounds, that's your fault.
Wait, is being a virgin still something that guys see as... Because I've heard a handful of guys go, I don't want that responsibility if it's just going to be for fun. And then I've heard a handful
No, because
of guys
then I'm going to be the
like,
best one that she's had.
I want that fresh pussy. Like, which one are you guys?
No.
Pussy's pussy. Like, look, pussy's pussy. Like, guys.
Okay, maybe it's not the pussy itself, legit literal, but I mean like some guys like that notch on their belt that I broke a virgin.
I don't care. I
Nah.
don't give a fuck.
Honestly, I want somebody that has experience. I want somebody
see,
that like.
that's the answer I was
I
wondering.
don't care. And guys,
So you don't care if they were or they were not.
Guys would just put up there because it's like a macho thing. Oh, I want to take her virgin. Listen, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck.
Yo, I'm way too
secure
old
enough.
to be like
So you
bragging
wouldn't-
about that shit.
You wouldn't like find that like as kind of like a conquer. I know you don't give a fuck, but there's not a little part of you that would be
Okay,
like.
so here I'll be quite honest.
You're always honest. It's fine. Go ahead.
If she was a virgin like that, I would want it to be where we both have a meaningful relationship moving forward, not the one night stand.
If she was a virgin.
If she was a virgin,
Okay.
I would prefer it more, and I think it would be much more exciting and much more meaningful for me if there was like a courtship and we actually truly did like each other, and it wasn't one
So you
wham bam
wouldn't
thank you ma'am.
prefer a virgin for a one night stand. You would do it, but you wouldn't prefer it.
I mean, I wouldn't really care, but I'm saying, but in hindsight, if I were to take her virginity, it would, to me, for it to be a more of a long lasting memory and for it to be meaningful, would be for us to have an actual meaningful relationship moving forward. Now, if we were to do a one night stand, it'd be cool, but it wouldn't be like anything like I would actually be like putting up on my mantle.
I would actually feel regret if I had a one night stand with a virgin.
Yeah.
That's
That's why I asked, because I think
yeah.
that for the girl that would be traumatic too, right?
I think this is the thing is that if I were to have this claim to fame or like a like a notch on my belt or something like that, I would rather it be not that I was the first person that got to have sex with her. It would be more in the sense that I was the first person that she let. Or that she found worthy, or
Of getting it.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Do you guys know if you like when entering a relationship? Do you is that a fact that you guys tend to know, or do you still have no idea?
Well, some of the girls that I dated have kids, so it's not really a question.
Yeah, I think when you get older,
No, when you're younger, like when you were younger, is that something that you like? Is that information that you would want?
Oh, I thought I was the first. I thought I was the first all the time. Like when you're younger, you don't know. I mean, if you look at it, like at what up until 20, right, from 17, 18, 19, 20, you're thinking nobody's that experienced. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't say the girl has slept with 5 guys by the time they're 20. It could happen, obviously, but I'm saying, but in my head, I'm like, oh, this is probably the first time, and because at that point, it probably would be my second time.
And to be honest, from then and until now, I don't care about what happened.
Okay,
All I
so
care
you guys
about
don't
is what's
care.
happening.
So if you met a girl and she had like bagged like 200 dudes and you fell for her, it wouldn't matter.
No, I fell for her.
As long as I fell for her, because I don't care what your past has, because your past led up to us in the present.
Right.
I asked that too because I've actually had an ex get really upset with me when he found out my number. My number is not even like crazy big either, but it is probably higher than the average female, you know? And he was fucking upset with me for like a hot minute.
Did you ask him why?
Because it was just kind of like, I can't believe I'm not, I couldn't really understand it. He didn't really like.
He's
Again,
like,
that
I can't
doesn't-
believe I wasn't the 15th.
Yeah, it's dumb. I don't understand why guys think that if a girl's ran through a bunch of guys, she has a loose ass pussy, but then at the same time, the girl that has a stable relationship that gets rammed every single night
Right. Yeah.
is getting the same amount, if not more, dick than
That's true.
the girl that's a hoe.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
actually very true.
I think it's again, it's all about territory and like feeling like you're the fucking king of the world, chest thumping bullshit. That's why I say like like a lot of these guys when they talk about like, oh, I'd rather bag a virgin, or I'm looking for that, I'm looking for this. It's all about conquering.
But see, I don't care about that whole chest thumping thing. I'm talking about ass clapping. That's what I'm. You know what I'm saying? It's like thinking about the wrong shit here.
Okay, so vagina's all the same. Cool.
Inside, yes,
Right.
Yeah, and
So
it's what's inside that counts.
Look, but
So-
I've had a girl though, and she was like a little bit more fit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like working out, and she kind of did that squeeze, and I was like, yeah. I mean, there is a difference when it comes to stuff like that, but all in all,
Okay, that was I have a girlfriend, and it's funny.
Names?
Okay, so she's probably had like 4 serious relationships, right? And then a couple guys in between, and it's funny because of every guy that I met every single guy that she's dated because we're super close. They always say that about her. They're like, dude, she does this thing with her vagina where she squeezes while she's riding. And like all of them talk about this one skill that she has. You know, they're like, it's amazing. And I've never had pussy like that before.
What's her Instagram?
She's actually single right now too.
Oh, wait, what's her phone number then?
And she's hot. So
Sounds toxic.
Asian?
No, thank you.
no, she's actually not.
She Asian?
Yeah.
She's into Filipino guys.
Her ex was Filipino.
She's into Filipino guys that have YouTube channels and podcasts.
See, that's the thing. Is like the girls that I like, they only like mediocre white guys. They're like these ABGs that just want to like.
You know what? I was guilty of that because I went to Poway and I grew up in Poway.
Yeah.
I was I like white dudes for the longest time, but then I grew out of that.
I mean,
I
that's
get that.
It's cool. You can have your preferences. It's just that the preference that I have has a different preference, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think. Oh, well, that could be a different. I mean, I don't know. I guess we could discuss it here because we have no topic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I get that too. It's like I really like Asian girls, and a lot of times they prefer. You know, you go, oh man, she's fucking hot. No, oh, I prefer white guys. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's interesting because that's true. A lot of Asian girls I know, they prefer white guys specifically.
Not
I wonder
just
why that
white
is.
guys, mediocre white guys.
Exactly. Well, that's true too. Mediocre.
It's
white
real.
guys.
No, like I appreciate everybody and in their differences and their cultures and their similarities and stuff like that. But I'm like, why? Like everything about the guy that she was with or whatever. Like for multiple and I'll be honest, they were all ABGs.
Yeah.
You know, they're all with like the guy that drives a lowered Civic that is into anime but doesn't know how to dress, doesn't wear clothes that fit, that had a basic like.
You know what I was always told, so maybe this plays a role into it because I mean this was like a joke amongst friends, amongst like aunties. Was growing up, I was taught that white boys are easy to train.
So I've heard that.
So I wonder if that's the stigma behind that.
Because they fetishize you, so they follow you around like a little puppy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. Honestly, like as fucked up as that sounds, I think that has to do with it.
So what I've heard too is that normally these ABGs they'll date the basic white dude and then marry the Filipino or whatever the Asian after.
I've seen that too.
after they get their green card.
No, like
We call those souvenirs. So yeah.
no, but after you know after they get older and then you know like past like you know the partying.
I feel like we've talked about this, like the nice guys finishing last.
No, it's different. It's different though. I mean, it's like they just become they kind of settle down and they understand that the fuck boys are no longer the right choice.
Okay, so I have a question in regards to that. So you both agreed that vagina is vagina, pussy is pussy, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
What about you know how you guys say it's the motion of the ocean?
Yes.
Is there a difference of that in races from your experience?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like so if I were to put it on a spectrum, I want them darker.
Okay.
Yeah, the darker, the more
The more
motion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I think there's more of like a passion. I call it a passion because I've you know my ex was the first Filipina and the last Filipina I ever quote unquote dated. But everything leading up to her was either you know when I did a certain race, a lighter race, it was more like fish in the water. But because I lived in East LA, or I hung out a lot in East LA too, I dated a lot of Latinas, and it was just a whole different world.
Because they're more, like you said, passionate about life too, right?
Yeah,
they're like salsa and spicy and like.
There's just a little bit more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's like you know like.
We love all races, guys. We're not racist. We're just pointing out experiences. Yeah.
It's like when you're what? How did it say in Tagalog? Nakakagigil.
Oh yeah.
Giddy. When you're giddy.
Yeah.
No. When you want to squeeze somebody.
Yeah.
Like
But
when
like
you're
giddy.
giddy,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you're like in bed, it's like just latch onto you. It's like a different feeling as opposed to just like, okay.
Oh yeah, there was an exception to my thing. My Vietnamese girl, which was light skinned, she could twerk in the splits. So I was like, that was useful.
That was useful.
But that's more like that goes back to like I don't think it's about the color shift. It's about the the race,
The cultural shift.
the cultural shift. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
so that's why I was kind of wondering, because I know you guys say vagina-wise it doesn't matter, but I feel like sometimes the race does play a part, right? Because like
it does, but again, that's an overall thing.
Overall, yeah,
that's an overall
overall.
thing. Like vagina. If like you could be like 600 pounds, and if I'm getting it in, I'm not worried too much. It's all gonna be the same. I'm gonna get my nut. I'm gonna leave. Like it doesn't matter.
The advantage too is she can't chase you.
is there,
There you go.
is it true that guys that have really big fat guys, they have to pull their thing back?
Yes, it's called the panis.
What's a panis?
It's a panis. It's actually like when your belly overhangs down, and a lot of times it just becomes like this big like belly that just sinks down. Like you see it like in
Aurie calls that a dick do.
Is that what you call it? A dick
Well,
do?
you know how they have booty doos? Her fucking booty stick out, or her belly stick out further than her booty do because she's got a belly.
Yeah.
A dick do is a guy that's
yeah.
belly sticks out further than their dick do.
Yeah, so pretty much you'll see it with a lot of guys, a lot of bariatric patients, or a lot
Yeah.
of guys that are heavy set. When they wear their shorts, that part of their belly kind of hangs lower.
Yeah.
That's called at the core of it. That's called the panis,
And that's what covers.
and that's what covers.
And they have to lift it up.
And yeah, you have to do it.
Such
you
a
ha-
weird question.
You
Sorry.
have to lift it up for anything. Like when you shower, when you shower, you have to lift it up. I've had patients that lost remotes and it was just stuck there.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, dead fucking serious. Because it can get so big that it actually calluses. So there's really no feeling there. So you have this heavy thing that looks like a tumor that just kind of hangs. And for any
That's
type
like
of,
when I sit on a bunch of shit. Most of the time, I don't even know I'm sitting on the remote because
your
my
ass
ass is so big.
it's so calloused.
It's not callous, but it's just like I'll be sitting on my phone and Anthony's like, "You're fucking sitting on it." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't feel it." He's like, "How the fuck did you not
Yeah.
feel that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
Maybe because it's huge.
It's called what did you call it? A dick do?
a dick
Yeah.
do.
So every time you lose something, first thing I'm looking at is your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
mean,
cool.
Usually that's where it's at. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be like.
To
"Oh
be
my
honest
God,
with
my
you,
ass is
I don't know why I wouldn't be looking at it in the first place, but yeah, I'll double check.
No, but yeah, so guys that are heavier. I mean, that's why it's hard for really big dudes to be on top because they gotta manage getting that over and then under. It's like
Do girls have that too? Like,
Yeah.
but they have to fold
Yeah.
it up to get
Yeah.
it in?
really big girls.
Yes.
A panis is universal.
Yeah.
You will
Okay.
get that.
It's non-binary.
Yes, not bad.
It's non-binary.
Yeah.
We're not laughing at that, guys. I promise. I'm like, we're gonna get canceled. We're gonna get canceled.
Hey, I'm trying to say it as woke as possible.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why you said non-binary. That's right.
Exactly.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche.
But it's medically it's a medical term. It's called a penis.
We should just title this one "Random Sex Talk."
Yeah, you know what? We've been okay. So I did have a topic that we've been like, we're getting off the non-topic,
Yeah.
which is what other topics did we talk about that I didn't get to talk about?
I think there was one more, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we did a total of 3.
We
okay.
didn't do 3. We did 2.
2? Oh, so there was
We
just
did
those
2.
2.
Oh, it's just those 2? Okay.
Because the third one was actually you were in it. That was the audio version. Because
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how much time do I have, guys? Oh, I have to go.
You have to go. There's a bathroom right there.
I have 5 minutes. So what do you want to talk about in 5 minutes? Go.
Oh,
My sex life. There you go.
What's the longest you've ever gone in one session without coming?
Oh my God. So it was not.
I'm not trying to expose you if it's only like 2 minutes.
No,
days.
no. It's
because she had to leave and then she had to come back later. So I was like, all right. So
Like-
from beginning to end.
It was a couple months ago. I was with this girl that I meet regularly. Well, whenever we can, right?
Yeah.
And she actually told me that maybe I wasn't really into her because I would have come already if I was.
Girls do get self-conscious about that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've had somebody ask if I was even attracted to them. I was like, isn't my dick in you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys will do anything, as you guys have confirmed. So,
Well, we'll do anything because we want to.
Yeah.
or because you want to get it in.
We still want to. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
So you're telling me if a
I've-
mediocre, whatever ugly girl came in was just willing to give you
No.
the video?
Now I would not.
no.
Okay.
Listen, I have standards too. Like no.
I'm just asking. You know,
like,
that's why
I
some
would-
guys don't.
I would say
Just like some girls don't either.
I would say pussy's pussy. I would, but I'm saying I also have standards that you know what I'm saying. Like,
so was that like minutes, hours? How long?
It was hours.
You didn't go for hours?
Yeah, look, I would say about 2 hours.
But you were hard the whole time?
Yeah, I was hard the whole time.
Were you on Viagra?
No.
Dang, what about you?
I wasn't on Viagra either.
And
He
it was
was
also hours?
Yeah, I was there. He's talking about me.
Have you guys ever made a girl? I'm so digging into their sex life,
No.
guys.
But what's funny is like she's like, yeah, go wash yourself because someone's just suck you off to see what happens. And nothing. She was fucking good though, like really good. Like,
and still nothing happened. Why do you think that was?
Because I was scared to just nut in her mouth.
So you know how to hold back?
Hell yeah. Guys, you can practice that. You have multiple orgasms if you know how to practice and you can control yourself.
How?
Dead ass. Okay.
And thinking of baseball doesn't work. Because then you just get hard when you watch baseball.
So what you
never thought of that.
Look, what you could do sometimes is that you're getting there, you get to a point, and then right like towards the end, you just grip fast or grip hard, and then what you do is you put pressure on your vas deferens, and you could actually have the simulation of
that's on the bottom, right?
The orgasm, but nothing comes out because you're stopping it, and then you just continue on, and you can continuously still go.
Play it off, switch positions at that point.
Yeah, just in case. But I'm saying you can actually be multi-orgasmic.
Yeah.
Just practice. It's actually a practice. You could put a pressure on the vas deferens, which again is the vein or the tube that takes the sperm from the testes into out.
Everyone's gonna Google vas deferens.
But yeah, you just put pressure. You can put pressure, or you could just grip hard. And then you'd actually feel it. And there's times when if you're really good at it, you can actually just like have.
Dang, where were these tips with these dudes that were like 2 pump chumping it with me? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
You must have been just. I mean, I've 2 pump chump girls too, but normally like when I'm drunk, I'm forever.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even get it out on time. The only way I can spray you is if I go like this and then just like, there you go. Enjoy that.
But yeah.
How come girls can have multiple orgasms and guys tend to not because they don't know that trick? Is that why?
No, because guys, the minute they ejaculate, they actually
the reproduction purpose is to get the ejaculate out. So then
you're done.
But why can girls do it?
Because there's nothing that comes out.
Yeah, because they're supposed to.
It's pee.
It's pee. Yeah. Nothing grows. So girls just continuously like have.
You can keep pressing the button.
Well, the girls have to be consistently open to receive.
How come
sperm.
girls get dry sometimes? I'm learning all this science, guys.
Well, it has a lot to do with diet.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we were talking about. Like there was a fit girl that like squeezed Rich with her Kegels, but then at the same time there's a level of fitness that I hang out with, and they have changed their diet so much because they're drying out for like a show or something like that, and it's a lot different when they're like when their diet.
But there's always lube. If that's a problem, there's always lube. There's no shame in it. I
don't like lube.
I think
it tastes weird.
Well, and it irritates me down there. I get like a reaction to it. I don't like it. I'm very sensitive down there.
So I have to talk nice to you down there?
Yeah, I'm sensitive. It will cry. All right. So since I have to go, is there anything else to end the podcast talking about miscellaneous dicks and vagina facts again? Are we even going to be able to post this?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the one good thing, I think I spoke with Vince about it too, is like we need more episodes kind of like this. Because at the end of the day, from listening to, because I have to edit these things. Yeah. I listen to it from front to back, every single podcast, like multiple times.
Yeah.
Because our topic kind of like crosses each other. Like a lot, we tend to mention the same thing over and over. So when we have like these kind of episodes, I think it kind of breaks that cycle. Yeah. Where, like if we talk about like, I know that the Asian men stereotype, and that's why we didn't bring up, that's why I didn't bring up dating apps, because we discussed that before.
Yeah.
But again, when you talk about the Asian men, you're talking about dating apps, and when you're talking about, simps, then you could always talk about relationships.
We should
and how
have like a no dick week, you know, like where I'm not allowed to even say the word
or have it.
Or have dick. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah. So basically, you come in here like fresh.
With dick? Like, what do you mean?
You can't have dick that week.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so closing out. Do you have a random advice? Random advice.
No.
No.
Here, I'll start it off. Okay. If you have a house with a front door and a back door, and you don't want to get your keys mixed up, get the house key for the front door pink and the one for the back door brown.
Wow.
And there we go.
Smart.
And there's the episode.
And by the way, we're available on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Anchor, Google Podcast, and basically anywhere podcasts are available, Spotify, whatnot. And I think after this week, we should be available on Spotify video as well.
Ooh,
Nice. And rent the studio so I can afford a different shirt.
Rent the studio and make sure to hit up Mikey's Meals. You guys saw that in our ad break. And don't forget that the new episodes come out on Sunday. So hit that notification bell if you have not already. Follow all of our socials, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.